Hi, my name is Jessie Downs, and I am the composer of the new opera, The Second Sight, due to be premiered on June 26th at the Unitarian Universalist Church of Buffalo, New York. The Second Sight is a mythical tale about spiritual connections between generations of women. The opera's story centers around a woman named Diskana, who has a clairvoyant ability called Second Sight. At the start of the opera, Diskana foresees the death of a small child and experiences the pain of the child's grieving mother. She then vows to defy fate and attempt to intervene to prevent this tragedy from occurring. The music you are currently hearing in the background is from Diskana's opening aria, There Are Shadows Here, in which she has her vision and makes her vow. Throughout the opera, Diskana is variously guided and misguided by a group of 6 meddling spirits. These spirits always sing together, almost as if in a chorus. However, each part is independent and unique. While Diskana's musical materials are very audibly based in bel canto, with long flowing lines and dramatic punctuations, the spirits' music is much more ephemeral and experimental. In this way, they help to evoke a sense of dreamscape throughout the opera. Their sounds are very evocative of the voices of nature, like whistling wind, the patter of rain, bird song, and the croaking of frogs. However, a majority of the materials are actually based in bel canto vocal exercises. This is something that as a composer I've always been very interested in, how we make these very raw sounds in our practices in order to create very refined performances. So this is the relationship between the spirits and Diskana. The spirits are the primordial material that influence Diskana, and Diskana's own vocalizations are a kind of refined version of those same materials. So the spirits lead Diskana to the mother and child of her vision. The mother's name is Freyaria, and her child's name is Sashatya. Diskana decides to take up residence with Freyaria and help her raise Sashatya, in hopes that she can prevent Sashatya's death. Just like Diskana and the spirits, Freyaria and Sashatya each have their own unique musical materials. While Diskana, as a visionary, seems to always be followed around by a cloud of dark omens, Freyaria is very much the opposite. She is very grounded in her material reality and takes great joy in it. Freyaria's material is somewhat reminiscent of bel canto coloratura, but underneath that surface there is an underpinning of folk influence, particularly a kind of yodel song. In this way, Freyaria's material is similar to Diskana's. They are basically speaking the same musical language as well as both speaking English to one another. However, Freyaria's materials are also connected to the spirits' materials, albeit in a different way than Diskana's, because Freyaria's materials engage more with that naturalistic aspect of the spirits and make her a kind of Earth Mother figure. While when we first meet Sashatya, she is just a baby, and all we hear is her cries. In the second act, we actually do get to hear her voice as a young child. However, she does not speak in anything other than baby babble. Her part is actually based on transcriptions of baby babble, and so while I will be performing this role with my background in bel canto technique, it is really a character part meant to evoke all the squeals and grunts and sighs of a young child just learning to vocalize. Her materials are the most similar to the spirits' materials because both the spirits and Sashatya speak in their own made-up language, and the sounds are much rougher and freer than the very restrained and refined materials of the 2 adult characters. And perhaps This is why Sashatya ultimately does join with the spirits and leave the mortal realm. So yes, that does mean that Diskana fails in her quest. You cannot defy fate. And there is a tragic aspect of the opera. In fact, the storyline was based on my own experience of a family tragedy when my half-sister Alexandra, also called Sasha, passed away as a toddler a few years ago. However, the opera ultimately does have an optimistic ending. I won't give it away because I would love you all to join us for our premiere in June. However, I will say that I hope that people come away from this psychological drama wondering just how thin is the veil between our world and the spirit world. And beyond that veil, might we all just be a part of one eternal song?